I'm Ashley Acuff. I am a principal and director of interior architecture at O'Brien. I've been here a little over 11 years now. And I always remember that because that's the day my daughter was born. I accepted the job here, so it was great. So interiors is basically anything inside the four walls of a building. We work directly with end user clients and developers on developing their workplace, anywhere from design, programming, helping them kind of figure out their brand and who they are. A lot of clients come in and they're very confused about like, hey, we have this really cool space, we have all of these things we want to do, but we don't know where to go from here. So we help them from beginning to end to help them design and to get where they want to be, to help the space reflect their culture and their brand. When we're designing a space, usually your culture wants to kind of take the lead in what you are. So your culture, is it's like the heartbeat of your company. And I mean, we try to design a space that when you walk into it, you can feel it, you can feel the vibe before you even meet the people, right? And even when your own employees are walking in there, they're like, we know who we are just by stepping inside of here. So I think that's part of designing around culture and brand. It's very company dependent. I mean, everybody knows like Google. I mean, they're innovative, they're fun, they're collaborative. So when you walk into one of their spaces, they have this workplace, but they really blend it with their play environments by like open lounges and things. And we've done a couple of those type of spaces. One of the big ones that we've done is the Raising Cane's headquarters in Plano. And everybody knows them. Their mantra is one love. So, I mean, that really means just we have one thing that we love and we're gonna do that one thing really well. And we're all about one community and all of these things. So when we design their space, it kind of hits you in the face right when you walk in. Their stores are very indicative of what their headquarters look like as well. We design open lounges space, very bold, fun, creative environments. But again, they really want to do that one thing they do very well. So it had to be very focused on work and getting work done and productivity, but while having fun and having this community vibe. A mistake, I think, would be just trying to do too much. Sometimes less is more, and trying to make sure we can get everything in without it being, kind of disjointed. So if that makes sense, we want the space to flow. We don't want to have too many crazy things going on because then you really lose who you are. And we want the space to feel very experiential for not only clients coming in, but also for your employees. So I think that's probably the biggest thing is too much all at once. I'd say the best thing about coming back to an office is just having that community feel. I mean, there's always the comfort of, hey, I have my sofa, or I can work I can work in my bedroom, I can work in the kitchen, I can do all these things. But the way we're designing spaces now is for that flexibility. And having different zones. I think that's one of the big questions we ask is, hey, we've got people that want to work in an office, we've got people that want to work in a community collaborative environment. How do we achieve all of those things in one office space? And just through the different layouts that we're doing, and creating clearly defined zones. That way the workplace kind of becomes intuitive and people know how to use their space. And a lot of times we'll find that if we educate people on how to use their space, they will use their space. It's kind of that age-old, like, clarity brings confidence to people. So that's kind of one of our big drivers for that. We do a lot of this through like post-evaluation surveys. We'll do one like a month after move-in, another one 3 months, and then sometimes 6 months to a year. And really getting that employee feedback kind of helps us figure out like, hey, what did we do right? What did we do wrong? Are these people being able to be productive? And is their culture shining through? And do they feel like this space embodies who they are and their brand? So I really think just that employee feedback has been super helpful for us, especially if we're doing, the same space for the same client or a different space for the same client. Our end user just being happy is probably the most thing that measures success. And having them refer us to another person or another partner of theirs saying, hey, we worked with O'Brien, they were really collaborative on this process, they helped guide us through it all. We really enjoying our space. We seem to be very productive and efficient in what we're doing. So I'd say that's kind of a measurable thing for us, is just referrals for future work. Something that we try not to ever compromise on is culture balanced with functionality. I think there's a lot of things we can do, I always like to say, with paint and carpet, but as far as your layout and the things that are driving your functionality and that also embody your culture are kind of non-negotiables. If a client is very specific in what they want, we try to keep that in mind while we are making the space functional. We do a lot of projects with different levels of budget, and we're usually able to hit those things without compromising that functionality and relaying their culture. I like to say our design philosophy is we want to get what the client wants. We want to tell their story, and that is the biggest part of who we are. We like to say we have high design with low egos, so we want everybody's space to feel like their space and their brand and their culture, and we aren't trying to impart any of our, who we are onto them, because who we are is a reflection of what they want to be.